Big ideas, real talk. I'm Sara Press, and this is Nothing Small About Business. Well, hey there, and welcome back. Every time I release an episode, I really, truly can't believe it's been another week. So thanks for joining us each and every week. I do my best to bring you guys really interesting guests that have a lot of value to share. So that holds true for this week as well. Today on the podcast, I sit down with Jimmy Moore, and he is a Army Reserve veteran. He's also a 7th degree black belt, and he has over 300 tournament championships. And on top of all of that, he owns Flow Business Solutions. So today on the podcast, we go through all of that. He's got some really, really good takeaways that I think is really important for anyone to listen to, especially anybody that takes credit cards as part of their business. He also does add some tips and tricks there that I think everybody needs to hear. So without further ado, here is my interview with Jimmy. All right, Jimmy Moore, welcome to the podcast.
Sara, pleasure to be with you. Hi.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've got a lot of questions for you. And before we jump into this billion-dollar processing company that you've built, I would love for you to first kind of talk me through like how you got to where you are today. So corporate world, wins, losses, and what brought you to where you are with your company today.
Oh my, you did come out swinging. Yeah.
I want to go big. Like, let's just
journey, right?
open book, give it to me straight. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I call it a personal journey. Like, I think all of us in this life, we're on some sort of journey, and it's got highs and lows, and ups and downs. And I think I would define mine as some good, bad, and ugly, and a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears in every way.
I mean, that makes for one interesting life though, right?
Yeah, between sports and martial arts and military and taking the hits in business. But we're proud of this model at Flow Business Solutions. We just celebrated our 5th anniversary.
Congratulations.
And just this week got informed we made the Inc. 5000 list for 2026. So
no way.
I'm not even supposed to go live with it yet, so we're not. We're just celebrating internally amongst friends and family.
How cool is that?
It comes out on August the 11th, I believe, is when the official rankings and all of that. But
so wait, do you get like an email or a phone call or like a big check in the mail? Like, what does that even look like? How do you find out?
You get an email with a personal video and all of these different things you can do to start cross-promoting. And then you get invited to a couple of conferences with other entrepreneurs and small businesses that are also on the move. And we were just grateful. Frankly, I'm still digesting it. I'm like,
how
whoa.
Cool.
Yeah. So
you're like, all right, I'm kind of a big deal.
They vet like tax returns, CPA financials. They look at your leadership, your website, your social handles. I'm talking scrutiny.
Wow. This is like an audit.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. So that's what I'm really excited about this week. And 5 years into this, I spent about 15 years with larger publicly traded companies that were processing payments and payroll and fintech stuff. And, you learn a lot along the way. And a lot of what I learned is, I wasn't really in control in terms of advocating for our valued clients and even my sales teams that we would come along with and building and becoming friends and partners and almost like family. And then when acquisitions happen and companies go public or there's quarterly dividends to meet and money grabs, and then our clients and our people are paying for those pains and for the shareholder value, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm okay with some of that, but when it gets a little out of hand, you just kind of gotta punt, take a step back and punt. Right. And that's when we started Flow, just to take back control and advocate for small and medium-sized businesses and lock in pricing for them and give them local personalized service and build that relationship and no games, gimmicks. I say no bullshizzy. And and just come along with them and grow and evolve. And it's been fun so far. And again, I go back to blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Right.
I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast doing it. I love the people I work with.
Yeah. Well, how cool too. Like you're working with the small business owners that those are the people that need the support. And those are the people that want that one-on-one connection with the vendors that they're using for everything. So how cool for you to be like an advocate for them and say like, I see how these bigger companies are doing it and I can do it in a better way that can better serve you. Like how cool is that?
And it's cool because, when you go to you're in high school or you go to college. I'm a USC alumni, University of South Carolina,
Oh,
in
nice. Oh,
Gamecock,
not
so
the California one. Okay.
not the other
Still
one.
cool. Still very cool.
Right, right. And, you don't realize there's this whole fintech world of processing payments. And, we started carrying cards, right? Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and you don't realize what comes along with as a consumer and as a young man. And frankly, I think most folks today, they don't realize all of the moving parts that go into that business getting set up and you and I getting issued a card and all the costs that are affiliated with it, all the risk that are affiliated with all
Yeah.
the fraud and all it's money movement. And it's a
Mhm.
fascinating world. You don't go to college for it, but I think now there's a university in Atlanta that's actually teaching and moving folks through a fintech degree. And I just learned
Oh,
about that
interesting.
recently. I'm going, yes, finally. Because
Finally,
I know you
right?
don't go to college and say, hey, I'm going to become a Visa MasterCard professional and I'm gonna set up
Mom, I
businesses.
got a great idea.
My mom for years thought I sold these little credit card terminals. Like my son sells these little credit card terminals.
She's
I'm
like,
like,
"That little
"Mother, it's
box
so
that
much
you
more
people
than
pay on?"
that."
Oh my
It's
gosh,
so much
that's
more.
hilarious. I know, and these are things that like we literally use every single day in our lives and we don't understand how they work and nobody talks about it.
Yeah, and you
You
don't
just you
realize
just do
when you
it.
pay with that rewards card or your Amex or your Sky Miles card that is costing that business 2, 3, 4%.
Yeah.
And that business, when they started their business model and their business plan, they likely did not factor in
No.
2, 3, 4%.
Speaking from experience, no.
You go, "Wait a minute, I gotta pay that too?"
Like, wait, what? Where is this coming from? The money doesn't just magically appear when they put their card down. Yeah, that's so funny. It's such a like a learning curve and things that you really don't take the time to spend like thinking about it.
Right, right.
Um, so talk to me like through some of the ways that you set up your company 5 years ago, scaled it quickly. Tell me how you did that process. So within 5 years, you're now getting these really exciting awards. So fill in more like, let's go a little closer to year one. Like, what are some of the things that you're doing to build your business and get it going from the ground?
Okay, let me think through that. I don't I've always been a fan of luck. It's okay to get a little lucky along the way, right?
I love the honesty.
So it's I was fortunate we were fortunate in at Flow that, over the course of years, I developed relationships with people, and we picked up some knowledge along the way of, like, how to do things, what to do. We learned from some of the bigger companies of what are some things that work, what are some things that doesn't work, what do we wanna stay away from. And, and I go back to just in the beginning, I'm moving out of a large company, running a fairly big sales team, and I had a non-compete, non-solicitation, and, "Ooh, gotta be careful with that because I don't wanna breach contracts, wanna do what's right by all," but you still wanna help people, and, especially folks that are struggling either in their current workplace and they need a new home, or they're struggling with whoever their payroll or payments or point of sale provider might be, and there's pain there. So I knew I wanted to go out and help those folks, and it just so happened that organically, little by little in years 1 and 2, a lot of the folks I'd worked with at companies like I'll just mention them, companies like WorldPay, NCR that invented the cash register, Heartland, which became global, on the TSYS rails and things like that. So, made some friends, and they caught wind of what we were doing. Some of those folks were ready for a change, and they just came along. They just came along and jumped on the bus.
I
And,
well, you
I'm a
sometimes you
big
create
energy
your
bus
luck
guy, so
though.
let's get on the bus, let's have some fun, get the right people in the right seats on the bus and collab.
Yeah.
And we just kinda call it low-hanging fruit, right? People had relationships. They had, so they would go out and work their relationships. We built relationships with them, and we just started building a foundation of platforms that clients I believe that businesses should have options, and so many companies out there are selling and pushing proprietary technology,
Hmm.
hardware, software, payments, embedded this, embedded that, and it's gotta be right there, and it's gotta be their way. So we wanted to create a model that gave the business owner many options they can process on this platform or that platform or that platform. So we contracted with all the national major processing platforms in America. And most recently, we've contracted with about 12 or 15 of all of the best payroll platforms in America. And I don't know
Oh,
that you're doing
interesting.
that
Okay.
because usually you sell Paychecks or ADP.
Right.
Big Red and Big Blue, the 2 of the largest in America, and we're dealers for both. And then you go down, from there, you go on Flow Payroll, Sure, Patriot, Gusto, Paylocity, and all of these benefits programs that integrate into it, and that gives a practice, a healthcare practice, or a restaurateur, or a retailer, or an HVAC company, or plumber, it gives them options based on what they need.
Mm,
Our job
right.
our job is to understand what they need, what are the drivers, what are the motivators, how do they do things, and how can we fit into that world of theirs and solve problems. So that's
Mhm.
and just little by little chipping away, we kinda say, when we just come go with the flow, right? But like we're saving the world
Is
one
that where the name
transaction
comes
at a
from?
time.
Go with the flow? Is that what the the company name comes from? I love that.
We play on flow. We have a Monday morning cup of joe with flow call, a Wednesday morning study hall. We call it What's Flowing On. Our monthly team
What's
call is
flowing on?
the monthly flow down. We had the flow cash cow. We do
I have a feeling the
lots
company culture is very fun over there.
of
It sounds
yeah.
like you guys have a great time.
Thank you. We do. It's a good, but it starts with people. People
Mhm,
first. Tech stacks that can solve problems and doing it in an organized way within the community. We call it a PTC, people technology community. And
mhm,
it just, so far the model is working because our folks have options and they're paid on performance and they're building relationships and they're creating residual income and folks,
mhm.
sales professionals love that. And even tech support folks love that. They have skin in the game to make sure that business is happy
Happy,
and
right?
stays for a
And you're
long
solving a problem, and that's like the key to business, is solve someone's problem.
time.
Um, what I love about your background is you have an army background and martial arts. And talk to me through what are like some of the lessons or habits that you learned in those environments that you bring forth into your business.
Oh gosh. Well, it starts with a win or learn, and it's more fun
Okay.
to do both, win and learn. Uh,
Right.
so, but if we're gonna win or learn, whether we're in the ring kicking and punching, I've done that for 30 plus years now, and we still compete and we train and I stay banged up most of the time, but I love it, and it's such a beautiful art and a beautiful sport in martial arts, and frankly, it probably saved my life. I lost my dad at a young age when I was,
Oh, I'm sorry to
10,
hear that.
and then my brother a few years later, and I think the same year our house burned down, and my mother is just so resilient and
Oh,
such a warrior,
wow.
and I got involved with martial arts, and then, I can channel a lot of anger, and I can channel a lot of confusion and things like that, and then for folks that are in karate and martial arts types programs, there's so many character traits that come along with it for the whole family, not only for
Mhm.
kids, but, from attitude to responsibility to commitment to discipline to integrity to work ethic. I haven't figured out how to teach work ethic yet, but we're always looking for it.
That's why you're
So
always learning and growing because there's
yeah,
still always more to learn and grow.
yeah, and then, the army teaches you, they're strong and there's army strong, and that was just a great run, 8 years. I got real excited at 19 about driving down range, firing these big M1 A1 tanks and these big Sabo rounds, they call it, and I'm going, "Yeah, let's go, hoo-ah."
Yeah.
But
Well,
that was a
that I
great
mean,
experience. You learn a lot, and I got I was just grateful for all of that. And then,
mhm.
and it all parallels. I mean, that stuff with sports, playing sports, coaching sports, it's, you come, there's so many parallels to business, right?
So many.
Did you play sports?
I
And
was a competitive gymnast for many years.
so when you apply that focus to your business or that work ethic to your business, those processes, that grind, gosh,
Mhm.
folks that we look for folks that have played sports, excel in sports, love sports because they typically have that competitive drive to go win.
Right. Don't they
Eh,
say, like, if you were a college athlete, Like people specifically look for college athletes to hire them because they know that that requires
Mhm.
so much self-discipline and motivation that you can't teach those things.
Yeah. And gymnastics and all the things that what events did you do it all? All the different
Yeah, I did all four.
gosh.
I lasted, I think I did 10 years ish. So I didn't do it in college. But it takes a lot of grit and practice and dedication to do something at any sort of level that you're competitive.
And then it's showtime, right? It's time to hit the floor and execute.
Yeah. You can't hide. You can't hide behind a teammate. It's just you out there.
Yeah, same thing. So that gets us ready when we're on the, we're in the boardroom trying to win the deal, right? Or we're interacting with a vendor or within the supply chain, trying to understand the collaboration there and the dance and how to create a win-win for all parties. Uh, and then, and even just taking the hits. You learn how to
Yeah.
take the hits in sport.
Learn how to take the hits. Yeah, I really appreciate you opening up about the story of when you were younger and the loss that you went through and taking that and channeling it into something that's so positive. Like, how did you have the right mindset, or like, how did you find martial arts to channel that through?
Yeah, great question. I've thought about it a lot through the years and I make, we observe people and behaviors. I'm fascinated with like NLP and why people do what they do and how they make decisions. And for me, it was, it could, you can take on the victim role and woe is me and point blame and kind of kicking tires and all that stuff. Or you can say, okay, what can I learn from this? How can it make me better? Where's the silver lining? And what's
Mhm.
my control? And I think when we embrace the things, the right mindset and accept what has happened, that it was not in our control, and then identify like steps and actions we can do moving forward in life or in business or in sports and go
Mhm.
execute and just go make the best of it. Um,
Mhm.
so what worked for me was just thinking through, okay, I want to go do great things. I wanna make my father proud. I wanna make my
Mhm.
deceased brother proud. I wanna come alongside my mom that's works 2 or 3 jobs all these years to support us, and she's so resilient and such a warrior, and, she taught me a lot of that work ethic, that no quit. We say in martial arts and in life, and certainly at Flow all the time, is a hashtag, "never give up," and
Mhm.
I think when we embrace that mindset of never give up, all kinds of things can happen. We just find the fuel, the motivation to keep going. No
Keep
matter what.
going.
No matter what.
Right.
It's on the back of my gi when I compete, never give up with
Never give up.
the Japanese symbol, of course, and things like
Yeah.
so
That's so cool.
it's a
It's so
great way to
true.
keep it
Like,
going, yeah.
it is, because there's so many things like during life or during business that like you're like, "Oh my god, like this is I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm exhausted. Like this is too much." But like only the strong survive, right? Like there's a reason not everybody does it. And so if you have the passion and desire to build a business, you better be ready to like literally never give up, because it doesn't happen easily. It doesn't just land in your lap. It's like you have to put intention behind it every single day.
100%, yeah. It helps to have people around us that care and have our backs, right? And
Mhm.
and they know we have their backs and we care about their best interest. And going back to people first mentality, a people first model, when we're getting the right people on the bus and we're all moving in that right direction and everybody's in it together, almost like a march, and think good things can happen. You
Mhm.
push through the problems and the adversities, the downtimes, maybe a slow month, off month, whatever happened in life, business, market that week. So I'm just, such a big believer in surrounding ourselves with people that are going to lift us up and
Mhm.
people we want to lift up and do it with. It's no fun by yourself.
Oh,
In
no.
karate, you're in a ring with it's you mano a mano, right? And it gets real when you
Right.
get punched in the face. You go, whoa,
You literally
I
get
work,
punched
I
in the
work Monday.
face.
Um, in gymnastics, the same. You're part of a team, but you're executing, right? It is
Right, you better
time
show
to
up.
execute, and everybody's watching, and you're gonna get graded.
Yeah. And someone's gonna be like, do better. That wasn't that great.
Well, I haven't figured out how to win every fight yet, but, you always go into the
But you
mat.
know how to get back up and fight again.
Yeah, and
Oh
we
my
keep
God, I
going,
love
and
that.
we keep going, and, like, in basketball, what I loved about and this is all leadership stuff, right? So in coaching basketball, it was team, right? It was hard, smart, together, and and you got 5 people on the court, and they're running in sync, and they're connected, and then you got 4 or 5 on the bench, ready, "You put me in, coach, put me in, coach," and the speed of that. And even some of the things we would talk about in our state championship teams, we captured 3 state championships with
Oh,
that stuff,
fun.
and it was over 200 wins. It was an amazing run. But we talked about he, hustle,
What's
effort, heart, and energy.
wait, hustle, energy, heart. Okay. Hee hee.
Hustle, effort, heart, and energy. So we would talk
Okay.
he a lot, and we talk about it at Flow and business a lot. Like on the court, it was more about the hustle, go get the loose ball, right? The 50-50 ball,
Mm-hmm.
go harder than they do, and effort, yeah, get there early, leave late, all that stuff. Heart, I mean, there's the passion. That wins
Yeah.
games, that wins relationships and deals when our heart's in it. And energy, bring the energy, is contagious, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all those things parallel in everything you and I are doing every day in business. And
Yeah.
we wanna be around people that are gonna hustle, and they're gonna bring some energy, they're putting in effort, their heart is in it, it's not robotical. We're
Mm-hmm.
we're all struggling with AI right now, right?
Oh God. Talk
How do
about
we
robotical. Yes.
we we have Marissa, she's an AI agent at Flow, and it's ongoing
But
training
she has a name, so
Marissa, yes,
humanize her a little bit.
yes, yes,
Yeah. I mean, you hit on something that is so spot on, and it's like surrounding yourself with people. So, like in those moments, because like we're all gonna have those moments where we're not like feeling 100%. We're not fully motivated. It's hard to keep going. And I've had those moments where people will say something like, "Oh my God, that episode you did really resonated with me," or like, I thought it was so cool you did this. I want to introduce you to this person. And it's in those little connections when somebody's there being your cheerleader, you're like, oh my God, like you listened to that or you understood that. And it keeps you
it
going. So, like,
helps.
it's so important to surround yourself with people that are going to be brutally honest and supportive and like your biggest cheerleaders. It's so important.
Agreed, and it's okay to get uncomfortable with the people we care about in order to get comfortable, right? In those
Hmm.
hard business conversations or employee to employer conversations, it's okay to get uncomfortable. If our heart's in it and we're treating each other with respect, courtesy, and we're understanding we're just talking about expectations and performance and goals and strategies, and for a long time early on in my career, I didn't like that. I didn't wanna create I didn't want any conflict, so it was more like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes."
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you want. Your more opinion on that? Great. You do it. Yeah.
So it's okay to learn how to say no, right? Or I'll give me some time
Or I disagree with that.
or yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
a hard one to learn as a people pleaser. Yeah.
And,
A
our
recovering
business
people
our
pleaser.
business is tricky. You probably carry, credit and debit cards, right? And use your phone
Mhm.
for Apple Pay and mobile pay, and you're quick clicking online, buying stuff, whether it's
All the
Amazon
time.
or
Yeah.
whatever, right? And this world of digital payments is it's hard to keep up with right now. It's very noisy.
Mhm.
And a business owner is so challenged, probably more challenged than ever because they have all these options, and they're trying to figure out and vetting a vendor, and lots of folks are selling to them, and
Mhm.
it's just a lot of noise to look at. Compliance is one part, pricing is one part, and then you have the tech stack. Or, what kind of hardware do they need? What kind of payment applications do they need? What kind of integrations do they need? And, we take a lot of pride of being able to go in and understand how they're doing things. And, for example, we just set up a dental office this past week and a restaurant, a retail, and they had very similar needs. They just wanted equipment that worked,
Mm, yeah.
gave them and the software that had all of their menu and catalogs built into it, and it was just easy to get to and create an experience for their patients and or customers to check out. They wanted to understand pricing. The biggest, um, trend in payment processing these days, you didn't ask, but I'll share it because
I wanna
put it
know.
to the
I
audience,
was that was my next question. What's the
is
biggest trend in payment
yeah,
processing?
it's the biggest trend has been, well, the pricing continues to go higher and higher for merchant clients, for businesses to accept all these forms of payments.
Is that
Um,
because these credit cards have so many, like, rewards built in or things like that, so we're actually paying for it in those
yeah,
fees, essentially, these
yeah,
free rewards?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have issuing banks, the Chases, Bank of America's, Wells Fargo, BB&T, capital within your wallet, right? And
Mhm.
and there's a cost every time as a consumer we're using those cards. That issuing bank is getting paid what they call interchange. It's a set schedule of rates. There's over 400 of them, and anywhere from you know a point to 2 points to 3 points, and all over the place, depending on how many rewards and what type of card, a purchasing card. Is it a debit card, which is much less expensive? Is it a credit card without anything attached? That's point and a half, point and three quarters. Then
Interesting,
is it
okay.
rewards or corporate cards? It might be 2.5 or 3 points. So businesses have been paying all of these processing fees for all of these years, and they're tired of it.
Mhm. It adds up.
And so one of the compliant tools of the recent few years has been a product called surcharge or cash discounting. It's
Okay.
where you've probably been to a restaurant or a retailer and you see a little
Yes, I
credit
know.
card fee on your receipt because 'cause they're
Yep.
tired of paying that fee and they're passing
It
it along to
really
anyone
adds
else.
up. They're like, "We're not paying this anymore so that you can
Yeah.
get your airline points."
So it's tricky because most businesses wanna do that and eliminate or stop paying the high processing
Pass
fees.
through that
So they
cost,
wanna
yeah.
pass it along to us as a consumer. As the processing platform, we wanna help them do that, but yet they have to do it compliantly. So there's
Mhm.
essentially 3, really 4 products they can choose from. There's, what is called surcharge. This is important for the audience. Surcharge is where they can surcharge up to 3%. If you spend $100, they can surcharge your card $103
Mhm.
on credit cards only, not on debit cards.
Okay.
That product's called surcharge. And then there's cash discounting. Cash discount. That's where they're required to list their highest price on their menu, their schedule of services, whatever it might be, and which includes the credit card fee. And then when you pay cash, it
Oh,
discounts at 3 or 4%. On average, it's either 3% or 3.5% or 3.99% is the market average.
okay.
Especially if you go to a Mexican restaurant. That 3.99% is in there in a lot of places.
I mean, a margarita later, you're like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that on the bill."
Right, yeah. Now, the other way is, called dual pricing, and that's really, really trending. It's where I don't have a picture lined up. It's where you demonstrate on your menu board, your catalog of services, what that product is for if you pay with your card and what that product is if you pay cash. Dual pricing. So you have a card price and a cash price.
Okay.
We love that. It's transparent. It's easy for the business owner to put up a little sign here or have a cash price, card price on their menu of services, and it eliminates their processing fees because you and
Interesting.
I are paying a little more to use our rewards card.
Are credit cards fighting this? Because I feel like the credit card companies would not want this.
So Visa, um, as of this past November, Visa had fined 160,000 businesses in America for not doing it compliantly.
And who's determining what's compliant? The government or Visa? Like,
The
who's
card
just
brands, card
the card
brands.
brands? They're like,
Government's
"These are
getting
our
more and
rules."
more involved, and this is where it's like wild, wild west in payment processing. SEC's not involved, FDIC's not involved. There's no
Like,
insurance commission or all this other stuff. It's unregulated. The IRS, Department of Labor, all that stuff. Now, yeah, I
this
mean,
seems wild that it's not
mhm,
that Visa's like, "These are the rules that you have to put out based on our needs," because clearly they're gonna want to keep the most amount of business and percentages,
yeah,
and
in
they're gonna
order
make these
to
small businesses
accept
be
their card.
compliant.
Yeah, in order to accept
Yeah.
Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, Visa represents probably about 52% of all digital payments in America. Discover card floats around 24%. Excuse me, MasterCard floats around 24%. Amex is about 20%, and Discover is about 4%. So
Oh, I
Visa
didn't
is
realize there's a
the
huge
giant.
discrepancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Visa is out there because it's open loop. They issue Visa through the banks.
Mhm.
Visa and MasterCard is issued through banks, Capital One, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, BB&T, Truist, all the way down the line. Whereas in American Express is a closed loop. They're the bank and the processor.
Got it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you don't go to your local bank and get your American
You don't get
Express.
issued, right? Yeah.
They
These are
issue it
things like
directly.
even as a business owner and as a consumer, you like never think of all these things that go into this entire transaction and all the different money
Yeah.
flowing in and out of these different places because of
Great
it.
choice of words. Money movement to go with the flow, right? So Visa, it starts with $1,000 fine. And hundreds of thousands of businesses across the states have been fined this thousand. Then you have 30 days to become compliant. So what do you do to become compliant if you're a business in America? You have to be you have to list your highest price and include your credit card or dual pricing or do the surcharging product I mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Or and you have to have it on a receipt. It has to be demonstrated on your receipt, and you have to have some form of signage up. We offer a cash discount or some kind of card price, cash price on at your point of purchase on your wall, on the door, somewhere like that. Then they have to register with the card brands. So companies like Flow register them when they do, execute on dual pricing, cash discounting, and things like that. We make sure they're compliant. And when the
I
Visa
was gonna
police,
say, are you helping people with this? Because like a small business owner is like, you have no idea
right,
that that
yeah,
this needs to be
they
done
need
or
help.
that this
And
exists.
if they don't have the right partner, if the business doesn't have the partner that understands the rules, they're at risk of that fine. And the second fine's 5,000 and can go as high as 25,000 if it's
Wow.
not
Yeah,
cleaned
you'll
up and
you'll
done
become
right.
compliant real quick after getting some of those.
Yeah, because they don't what they wanna do, Sarah, think about you and I own a retail shop or a restaurant, or we just have a business. We'd rather just say, "Okay, your bill's at $10 or $100," and tack on a credit card fee
Mhm.
as like a non-cash adjustment. If it was 100, now it's gonna be 104.
Mhm.
That's how they wanna do it. That's not compliant. You have to start at 104 and discount the $4, or you have to say it's 104 for card and 100 for cash or
Oh my
whatever your
gosh, it's like a little smoke and mirrors situation,
It's
like
bizarre and it's noisy and complex, and they don't understand it, and it's so important for small, medium-sized businesses to do the research and get the right pricing model in place, whether they're gonna pass it along to the customer or they're gonna absorb it. If they're gonna
Mhm.
absorb it, that's fine, negotiate the pricing, lock it in, and don't be
Right.
jerked around with a lot of price hikes and revenue leakage per se.
Right. This is so fascinating because how many small businesses out there take credit cards? And if you look at what you're paying, it adds up to be a big number. And small business owners, that could go a
36,000,000
long way.
36,000,000 businesses are taking digital payments,
Wow.
and it's only gonna increase because we wanna pay with these, right?
Hmm.
Happen
I
everywhere.
like joke, I'm like, you don't even see money anymore. It's like it like exists in the clouds. Like
Yeah,
you don't
and it's
see
gonna
it.
go to here and here potentially, and
What does
maybe
that
even
mean? Like you're
voice at
gonna
some
just
point.
scan your eye and they're gonna be like, there's your bank account.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, going back to your like your history with martial arts is fascinating to me with like the dualities there. And I'm curious, like when you're leading your team or you're working with these small business owners,
Yeah.
like what are some of the biggest lessons that you see that people like either need to learn or like what are some of the skill sets that you've brought in that you've learned through like being a fighter more so than just like showing up every day and grinding through it, like are there certain lessons you've learned that you've been able to make you a better leader?
Great question. I haven't given that any thought lately, I don't think. Mental toughness is what pops out first. There's the physical toughness that in any sports or martial arts, can translate that fitness into just being healthy, getting up early, going to work, working hard, having the stamina, the endurance to keep going and put in a lot of great work all day long and then sleep good at night. But I think mental toughness trumps that because you learn in sports and in martial arts, and again, when you get kicked in the face, it gets real. It's
Literally.
very real. And you're like, "Oh, kick that person in the face." And then at the end of the day, you shake hands, you bow to each other. It's a
You're
respect.
like, great job, man.
Yeah.
That really hurt.
You fight to win. You fight to win. If you didn't win, what did I learn? Right? So
Right.
so, you know, we when that comes to how we attack things that flow, we talk about grit and resilience all the time. And when we get the no's, because we're a tech organization, we're a support organization and a sales organization. And in sales, our folks might see 5, 10, 15 businesses any given day. And with that can come all kinds of shenanigans, right? "Oh, get
Yeah.
out, not interested," or "No, no, no, no,"
Slam the door. Right.
which is fine, that's better than come back tomorrow, and then tomorrow they come back tomorrow, and tomorrow come back tomorrow. So
Yeah.
that just having that stamina, that mental toughness, I think in sales, in business, to take those hits and keep moving. In
Mhm.
fact, I think Rocky said it, "You gotta take the hits and keep moving forward," right?
Yes.
So and I'm a huge
Totally.
Rocky fan, of course. But
Yeah.
I think if we can embrace that toughness in business and get through the hits, get through the no's, get through the bad days, the contract didn't come together, one of your clients closed, it's out of your control, all these things,
Mhm.
and just and keep learning and keep growing and keep learning and keep growing and maintain the right attitude and the right contagious smile. I'm a
Mhm.
big fan of contagious smiles, a
Yeah.
and I catch people catch it all the time,
Energy is real. It
Yeah, you
truly
watch
is.
them and you start smiling, you start seeing them smiling and the environment just gets a little bit better. Doesn't mean they're gonna buy from us, but
But at least they had a good time.
they might like us a little more, which goes a long
Right.
ways because you wanna buy from people you like, you wanna do
Right.
business with people you like, all things being equal.
Mhm. So speaking of mental toughness, I'm curious, are there things that you do on a daily basis, like reading business books or going to the gym, eating healthy? Like, what are some of the things that you do on a daily business or a
I go through
daily
phases.
basis?
Yeah, Sarah, great question. I go through phases. Um, right now I'm in a phase where and I've done this for many years. I start my day with gratitude. I'm
Mm,
laying in bed. I'm not gonna reach for that. And I'm just gonna lay there and almost meditate for a moment and think about 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for to get in the right mental state. Um, and so, I love starting my day with gratitude.
mhm.
Then at some point I do get over here and make sure, but I like to have coffee. I like to couple of times a week, I'll find a way to exercise. I have a home gym, I have memberships, and then, at least once or twice a night, a week, I'm kicking and punching in our dojo. We run the
Yeah.
heat in our dojo year round, no windows, no doors. It's 100 degrees. We call it sweat therapy. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
recommend it. Sooner or later, it's gonna get
Talk
somebody
about mental
in trouble.
toughness.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, and then I think you just gotta have something to look forward to every day. I'm always making
Mhm.
sure that I have some things I'm looking forward to, because again, that
Mhm.
helps our psyche. If we start or at any given t we get in a pitfall of downers and things that aren't going great or, just negative thinking, stinky thinking stuff, then that can really impact our overall production of the day, our satisfaction, our joy. I always say the journey's in the joy and the joy is in the journey. So I
Yeah, that's
love
good.
and, I try to live by that mantra and enjoying it's almost like a carpe diem type mindset, taking advantage, you're seizing the moments throughout the day, staying present and trying to make it count. And
Mhm.
staying present's hard to do because of the noise, right? You
Oh
ding,
my gosh, there's
ding, ding.
so much noise.
Yeah.
The
I'm waiting on you to look
distractions,
down and
like
return a text right now, right? Or me, right? Wait, we're right here.
right. Thank God for do not disturb because, like, my brain, I have to literally do not disturb. So I'm like, I will be like, shiny object. And I'm like, wait, what was I even sitting down to do? I don't even, I don't even remember anymore.
Director of RevOps and executive leader in our company at Flow, Eric Anderson. He always said he's a great father and a great business guy and a great friend. He always says, "Be present where your feet are."
Ooh, that's good.
And he's been saying this to me for about 2 years now, and it resonates. It resonates because it's so easy to get distracted or multitask.
Mm-hmm.
And my business partner, Brandon, my son, he's a great multitasker, but he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that. Well, Brandon, hey, we're right here. and he
Hi.
and he and he gets so much done, he's a machine.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
No,
it's a
that's a good
proven
one.
fact that the brain can only think about one item at a time. I don't think it can simultaneously have 2 thoughts. It'll toggle
No.
back and forth real quick, but it's only one thought, right?
I used to say, like, oh, I love multitasking. I can multitask. No, that was me telling myself lies to make myself feel better. No, if you can sit down and actually focus, you're like, holy shit, I just got so much done. Like you can hit a different flow state when you're actually like putting your full intention behind it and shutting off all the other distractions. But you have to be reminded like constantly to do that because there's so many things coming at you. It's so easy to be distracted. Like even my dog, I'll be working from home. My dog comes over and then I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, let's go for a walk. Okay, let's do this. And now I'm completely lost the task at hand. It's like,
Reset, reset.
right, like 100 times over and over and over again. Oh my
Some
gosh,
folks
that's
use
so
the
true.
Do app. You use a Do app? It's just this little appointment and reminder apps, and it's constantly reminding you of things every 5 minutes or 30 minutes or disappointment or that walk the dog or change the trash or put out the
Yeah.
trash or disappointment, disappointment, disappointment. Some folks live by it, and I don't know. That's if we're for high performers and those that are busy, tools like
Mhm.
that I think can help, and obviously setting some goals and being very intentional
Yeah,
in
that's a good
where
one.
we're going and why we're going there, and what's the
Mhm.
outcome, and again, staying present for sure. What else is on your
I
mind?
love
I
I
don't
love that
yeah.
staying present thing. No, this has been a great conversation. We're like running out of time here. And I feel like there's so many fun things. I just love the dualities of like finding a hobby, like your hobby with martial arts.
Yeah,
But there's so many other benefits to having a hobby that feeds like your soul, but it also then translate into other areas of like learning grit, learning how to get back up, learning how to never quit. And so I think it's so important for people to, be all in on your business, but also have all those other areas of your life that you find so much joy in because it's really all connected, right?
100%. Absolutely, yeah. Wow, you
Yeah.
summarized that fantastic.
I'm like, whoa, I need to write that down. That came out really well.
Start every day with that mantra. Great things are gonna
Exactly.
happen.
For sure. All right. The way I love to leave every episode for my listeners, and the listeners are a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs, is like, if you could give one piece of advice, something people could do today that could change their life or their business, what would you recommend people do?
Ooh, wow. That's a good one. 1. Just 1? What
We don't
um,
want to give away all your secrets yet.
right,
Just
secrets, that's just it's a big task if somebody's gonna you know, I think
even if it's a
it's gotta
mindset thing.
start with that's where I'm going with this, is I think it's gotta start in here and revisiting any given day, any given time of our life, our whys, our purpose. What do we wanna do? Why do we wanna do it? And why does it matter? And
Those are three great questions.
if we can dial in to that purpose-driven work, that purpose-driven project, that purpose-driven match, that purpose-driven relationship, and we're really dialed in and locked in on why we're pouring into it, we're likely gonna be more effective. And we're gonna stay motivated, we're gonna stay inspired, we're gonna go a little harder each day, and likely believe a little more each day, and we're definitely gonna have more fun and have more satisfaction.
I love that. Got to have some fun in there too, right? It can't all be serious. Very well said. I love that. This has been such a great conversation. I can feel the energy through the video. You've got a great energy, and I imagine that your clients can all feel that as well. So, if anyone is interested in learning more about you or learning more about flow, payment processing, man, this like opened up. I had no idea all of this stuff existed.
Mhm.
Can you tell me like where people can find you?
Excellent. Well, thanks for going with the flow. FlowBiz Solutions,
I love all the names.
FLOBIZ, solutions with an S.com is our primary website. We have a foundation, Flow Cares Foundation, you can read about on there too, that is a really great purpose-driven mission. And then we have a point of sale website as well. But FlowBizSolutions.com, then the handles on social, Insta, Facebook, YouTube, what else? LinkedIn. You just write in Flow Business, Flow Biz, B-I-Z, or Flow Business Solutions, and we'll pop up everywhere. And please follow. Please follow, please like, please order,
Yeah.
FLO.
I love all the plays that you do off of that. So like my last name is Press, and I'm like, it's so corny how many times I like try to use that in there. I'm like, but you have to, right? You gotta have fun with it
Hard
when you
pressed to
got
find the next buzzword, right? Yeah.
right. People are like, I'm so impressed. I'm like, I
Oh,
love it.
I love it.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here. And I'm going to link your company and your LinkedIn and all those things in the show notes.
Beautiful.
But you've been a pleasure, and I just appreciate you being so open and fun and honest with your journey.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Enjoyed our time.
Thanks for listening to Nothing Small About Business. Make sure you follow this show so you don't miss the value in upcoming episodes. Share this with someone who's growing and connect on socials for more.